Welcome in. It is another After Sunset Sunday. I'm Tammy. I'm the Siberian Wind. And tonight we have a very special guest. We have Sean from The Guy Who Sews. And we're going to be
Well,
working. Sorry, go ahead.
I'd say thank you for having me. It's really good to come back for month, what, 4 or 5 of this?
Something like that. Yeah. I mean, we did, let's see, we got the horse, we got the chicken, we got the cow, and the goat. Yeah. So we've done four so far.
Yes, month 5. Okay. I thought we'd done 4 or 5.
Yep.
So,
Yep.
yeah, it's been a lot of fun.
It has
Sorry, I
been.
didn't mean to interrupt you there.
No, you're good. You're good. All right. So in the chat, we've got Susan and Nanette and Melina and Katie and Mary. Welcome in. Let's see. We got Carrie. Welcome in, Carrie. And Judy. Glad you guys are here. Thank you so much. Oh, and sounds like Katie got her hand, got something cut, but we got the bleeding under control. That sounds good. That's good news.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, like cuts are never fun. I actually, public service announcements, you should always close your rotary cutter. I've
I
dropped this on my foot twice now.
Oh gosh. You can't be dropping it on your
So,
foot now. That's like out of bounds. That's not even in the quilting space. Welcome in, Linda. Glad you're here. Oh,
yeah. So,
so tonight we're working on the bee, and Sean has already done his strawberry. I have not done mine yet. So if we have time, I will work on my strawberry, and yeah, we will we'll go from there. Oh,
oh, for sure. Yeah.
go ahead.
Oh, so I think this is one of the quicker and easier blocks, if my memory serves me correctly, because when I did this project about 18 months ago, I think this was the one that came together. Well, except for the strawberry. Strawberry came together in like that. Like it was,
Yeah, it looks like it will. I
I
uh
think it has like 14 pieces. So yeah, it goes together very quickly.
I sat there and pre-pinned my pieces onto my wings so I wouldn't get turned around on which direction all the pieces go on the wings.
I probably should have done that because like this weekend has not been my weekend. I've had to pull out my very bestest friend more times than I care to admit. My cotton cuts Clue is in timeout because I've messed that up a couple of times already this weekend, so it's in timeout. I'll probably play a bit um, later on.
Oh
So,
goodness.
oh,
Oh, Katie,
that's not
that's rough. And thank you, Susan. Thank you. She was saying make sure everybody give a thumbs up. I appreciate it, guys. Um, with me taking April slow and having to cancel some lives, it's hurt some of my metrics with YouTube, so every little bit helps. Welcome in, Cynthia. Glad you're here.
and it seems to me like over the lot. Now I've only been doing this a few years, but it seems like as the weather warms up, our views go down because I think people go
Yeah.
outdoors and they enjoy. Like we went to the beach with the girls today, so this the, our viewers don't get to enjoy as much time inside because yeah, we've been cooped up
Yeah.
inside all winter, and it's good for you all to get out. Like we love you watching us, but if you want to get out and enjoy the sunshine or your local park or hanging out with the grandkids or whatever, please do so. But yeah,
Yeah.
if you get a chance, come and check us out. Hit that like button. It does help us immensely because you can only subscribe to us once. You can only hit the notification bell once, but you can like each and every video. So
Welcome
it
in,
really
Lori.
does help.
Welcome in, Lori. Glad you're here.
Yes,
Yeah.
good evening, and it's really fun to see a lot of my viewers that normally catch my replays
Mm-hmm.
because I'm the morning guy. I'm on super early. Most of you, or a lot of you, are still in bed when I'm up and running around doing my lives. So this is a really good opportunity for me to come and be live. And I've been telling my viewer, like, people that watch the replay, I'm like, hey, come check out Tammy's channel at 10 p.m.
Aw.
on a Sunday night, Eastern time, because if you
Yeah.
want to catch me live in the evening, this is where you got to find me. So this has been a lot of fun. I'm not a night person, but this has been a lot of fun, and I'm glad that we're doing this together.
I am too. We're gonna have to find another project to do next year.
No, I've
Just-
already got that. I was thinking about that this morning.
oh you're gonna do dog park. Oh my gosh.
But I may need to finish. I may need to finish this one up early, because the person I thought was going to retire in a couple of years might be retiring in about 6 months. So that one might have to be like pushed up, or she may just have to
Yeah.
get it late. Like I don't know yet. We'll have to see. Stay tuned for that. But I want to I really want to finish a couple of things before I break out new projects because I don't know.
It's that
I'm
new
getting a little
project curse.
overwhelmed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is that new project curse. Welcome in, Helen. Glad you're here.
Yes.
Let's
It's
see. Oh,
Yeah.
yay.
Helen's one of my faithful replay viewers. So it's good that
Yes.
she's able to come over and catch me live because yeah, I think she's
She's
out
Pacific
in
Coast. Yeah.
yeah, she's Pacific Coast. So yeah. And I told everyone on the podcast this morning, I'm like, yeah, if you want to catch me live, come over to Tammy's tonight. So yeah, this
Absolutely.
has been a lot of fun. Yeah, it really has been, and it's not. And I've always wanted to do this project again. So
Well, Nanette is asking, is that the Toasty Quilt? Um, Carrie doesn't go near her phone unless that early, unless
oh,
she needs
the
to
toast.
work.
Yeah, we've got toasties behind me in this magical binder.
Ooh, Toasty's gonna be a big piece to pull out and work on.
Yeah, well, the nice thing is it's broken up into like letter-sized pages,
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
so it looks like that.
Yeah, I have wanted to do legit kits. I just have not bit the bullet yet.
Well, if you do, it was like I was talking to my guest yesterday, Amanda from Stitching Life Together. I know it's expensive, but for your first one, save yourself the hassle
And get the fabric kit.
and buy the kit. Just
Yeah.
get the kit. You'll thank me later. It's fun doing it your own. Um, but it's so much less stressful. Just buy the kit, make your life easier the first time around, and then if you want to do it on your own after that, have at it. Like, yeah. But I really do. Yes. Carrie says Donna does that too. That's where I got the idea from. I saw her have the binder on one of her lives about 2 months ago, and I was like, that is fantastic. That will make my life so much easier. I ran to Target the next day and bought the page protectors, the folder, the
Mm-hmm.
dividers, and everything else. So yes, Donna from Handmade by Ying was the inspiration for that for me. It was not my original idea. It definitely came from Donna. I thank her for it. I sent her a message afterwards, said thank you so much for showing this. I really appreciate it, and I'm using it. And she thinks it's fantastic that I'm using the same system as her. So
Yeah, that
um,
makes sense. Stitching
plus
Life Together, is that Amanda?
that's Amanda. Yes, she was my guest
Yay!
yesterday.
I remembered a name. I'm so proud of myself.
It's also my wife's name, so it makes it easy for me to
Oh,
remember her
that yeah,
name.
you've got insider tricks on that one.
And it was strange yesterday morning because everyone had come in and were like, "Hey, hi, Sean, the man." I'm like, "My wife's not walking around the kitchen behind me. She's still upstairs asleep." So then I was like, "Oh, hang on a second." So
Oh my gosh, Carrie, if you get me story nights, I will do it with you. I'm just gonna say that.
yeah, so apparently Tiffany did a huge binder too. Yeah, but
Yeah.
doing it using the binder, I think I love it. I would do that again. Yeah, for any futures legit kits that I do, and I have one or two more that I'm thinking about doing at some point in the future. But I got to finish this one first. I'm not doing two at once. Not. Um,
Come on now.
well, well, if a legit kit comes to me next week and says, "Hey, we will send you a free kit if you do it in 3 months or something," then yeah, sure. We'll talk. But I think chances of that happening is fairly remote. But other than that, yeah, I think one at a time is enough for me, especially with everything
Oh,
else I have going on.
yeah, right. I have way too many projects. The boxes. Oh, you guys can't see them. Sean might be able to see them. If you see a stack of boxes
Yeah,
right here, yeah,
I
that's
do.
all my
Yes.
project boxes. Welcome in, Mona. Glad you're here.
Good evening,
And
Mona.
Susan, I really hope they fix that breaker for you so you don't have that your sewing machine or microwave tripping that breaker every time. That's gotta stink.
I know, right? I remember
So,
talking about that yesterday, I think.
all right. So, did everybody see my short? Does everybody know that there's something special coming next week too? I've got two
No, I have
special
not seen shorts today. I'll have to go look at that.
I've got two special guests coming next week.
Oh,
And I
very nice.
and I can't tell you guys who they are. Nanette is doing Little Hooter, Sophia, and the firefighter all at the same time.
Those are all beautiful. Yeah, Little Hood will be a lot of fun. The firefighter looks amazing
Yeah,
as well.
it looks
And I
awesome.
think I talked about it yesterday, but I think like my next one I'd like to do is the stained glass window one that's by Coal Quilts.
Okay, yeah.
That's because I figure I want to do that in all boutiques. Like I would,
Ooh.
and I just finished saying, hey, buy the kit for your first one, but then it's my second one, so I can use my own fabrics again, right?
There
But I think
you
that
go.
one there, I can get away with using my own boutiques and that sort of thing there. But I think it'd be fun. There's a few others that I thought would really fun. There's one like with the Kraken that'd be really neat to do with the big
That would
octopus.
be,
I think
yeah.
he or she would be a lot of fun. The Statue of Liberty one is really talking to me as
Oh,
well.
yeah.
There's a few, yeah, we'll have to see what happens, you know. I think it's going to take me 2 or 3 years to finish this one because, like, even though I'm done like the first 2 rows out of 8, we haven't even got close to the small pieces yet. So,
Oh, gosh. Well, I've got to get back on temperature rings. It's paper pieced. And I
mm,
think I have January done, and that's it.
okay.
So I need to
Well,
get a few more months done on that. Welcome in, Pam.
oh, and then it says she's doing Little Huda in Loon Studio Boutiques. Oh, that'd be fun.
Oh, welcome in, Chloe. She's just here for a few minutes. She's got to go to bed early tonight. Well, thank you for popping in. I appreciate it. You definitely need your sleep, lady. She's been working hard.
Yes.
um, let's see. Amanda was going through legit kits with her husband today. She's leaning towards the cardinal. Um,
Yes, we were talking about that yesterday on our live, and the cardinal
oh,
looks, and that was, and I don't know about anybody else, and I'd love to hear in the chat if it's just me being a what do you want to say? Someone that doesn't know any better, or if this is new, but the cardinal is the state bird of Virginia. And
oh,
she told me it's also the state bird of Indiana, and then someone else said it was the state bird of Ohio. So we went and looked it up. It's actually the state bird of 8 different states here in the US.
oh my goodness! It is not the one of Alabama.
No, it was not Alabama. It was like Ohio, Indiana, West Virginia, Virginia, and there was Kentucky. It's like that whole block of states all in that
Oh
little
my
area. I think
goodness.
we all just borrowed the cardinal. I thought they were all different. Like in Australia, we have a state bird, a state flower, a state
Yeah.
animal, I think it was.
Mm-hmm.
And so I figured it was here. But I guess with 50 states, you got to have repeats. So
Yeah.
yeah, I learned yesterday that there are some state birds that repeat. So I'd love
Yep.
to hear in the comments
Yeah.
if I was the only one that felt that way or if, yeah, because I told my wife about it. She's like, oh, yeah, I knew that. I was like, okay, which doesn't happen very often because usually I know everything that she tells me. So I think she was real happy that she knew something I didn't.
Thank you, Chloe. Um, and Amanda says you guys learned so much yesterday.
Oh,
uh,
yeah.
and Nanette was remembers the conversation. She was amazed also. And Helen is mentioning Illinois. Also, welcome in, Denise. I didn't want to miss you. I promise. I pay attention.
I know because like I see like I had the same thing with my lives. Like people come in and I try to say hi, but sometimes we're in the middle of a conversation and then I get distracted and then I forget. And then I usually say hi when they say something like 20 minutes later. So yeah,
Yep.
I don't ignore people deliberately, but I struggle doing more than one thing at once. I'm still amazed to this day that I can sew and chat and read the chat and respond to stuff. You know, they say guys can only do one thing at once, and I do pretty well.
Susan says
So
Washington has the goldfinch, and Mary says that she wishes they had cardinals in Oregon. They're so beautiful. Yeah, they are
yeah,
gorgeous birds.
they are. We sometimes get out. We sometimes see a mating pair in our backyard here in Virginia, and as we're walking up to the beach. Um, Eva was looking in the trees, like as we were walking up to the beach. She's like, "Hey, what's that bird?" Like, 'cause she'd never seen one before, and I was like, "Oh, that's a
Oh,
cardinal." Like, yeah, she spotted it right away. So she was all excited 'cause she'd never seen one before. So
aw. I don't know what Wyoming's state bird is, but the one for Alabama, I believe, is the yellowhammer. Um,
let's look it up because now inquiring minds,
yes,
aka me.
I need to know. Um, Helen says she's not totally sure if she knows if the cardinal is a state bird for Illinois, but there are a lot of cardinals in Illinois. Can't remember.
Don't know that
Oh, that's okay.
Illinois was on the list. Okay, so for Wyoming, it's the western meadowlark, and it's like a yellow-breasted. It looks like a yellow-breasted, like starling type bird to me.
Hmm. I don't think I've
So
seen one of those yet.
yeah, you'll have to go look it up and see what it is. Okay,
Yeah.
so for Illinois is the cardinal.
Okay. So Helen was
So it was
right.
one of yep. So it was one of the eight. As I said, I knew it was a bunch of them, like all around Virginia. It seemed like, and then. Does Alabama have two state birds? Let's see. No, it does not have. Okay, so it's the northern flicker, also known
Oh.
as yellowhammer.
Okay. Yeah. I was about to say we never called it the northern flicker. Colorado
Oh,
is the lark bunting, according to Nanette.
oh, okay. My home state is the kookaburra.
Ooh.
I didn't know we had a state bird. I just figured I'd look it up and see what happens. I knew we had a state flower.
Yeah, there's state flowers. I don't know. I think the
Ours is the dogwood. Virginia's the dogwood. Other than that, I got no idea. So,
mm, brown thrasher, according to Judy, for Georgia.
okay.
Um, let's see, Oregon is western meadowlark. Um,
That was the
hmm,
same as Wyoming, right? Didn't I just say that one? Or
mm-mm,
did I?
it's something else. It was. I don't think that's what it was.
Well, I'm going to go back. Let me go back a few pages.
Okay.
Western Meadowlark,
Oh,
Wyoming.
it
Yeah,
is.
it's the
Okay.
same as, yeah. So you and
Oh,
I can share that
we
one.
share it. Oh, you're
Hey, this is
fine,
like how a
Chloe.
conversation is carried on from yesterday.
Right?
I didn't mean to, it just kind of happened that way.
Well, if legit kits didn't have a cardinal uh, uh, kit, then we wouldn't have started this conversation. So it was a great
Yeah.
conversation starter.
I have seen a card, like one of the legit kit cardinal quilts done, like completed.
Oh, okay.
It was in a quilt show, and I'll have to go look at the photo now to see if it was the official kit. But I think they used their own fabrics, if I
Ooh,
remember correctly. I'm not going to get anything done tonight. I'm just going to go search for stuff, but that's okay.
that's okay. I
You
can
can
still
always
have a
come back.
strawberry. I've still got a strawberry to do too. So
Yeah, see, that way you're slowing me down so I have a chance. Yeah, you have a chance to catch. Yeah, they did something different with that. Yeah, they used a lot of batiks in this.
so I want Sophia and I want Starry Night. Those are the two legit kits that are the most interesting to me.
Yeah, I saw Sophia like because I think it was like right now it's only a block of the month, but inside a tip and it's public knowledge, so I won't get in trouble for telling anybody this. If you see them, if you see them at a quilt show as a vendor, they do sell the Sophia pattern and the kits at the
I
shows. It's like a show special, so you can do it that way.
don't
I
know if
looked at
that'd
it.
be close
It's
enough.
yeah. Well, I think they'll be in. I think they'll be at Road to Virginia in June. So
Well, we've got a
if
quilt
you
show in Colorado coming up at the end of
yeah
this month, but I don't know if I can make it out there to it or not.
yeah so yeah if you want one, just let me know and maybe we can work something out.
Yeah, we'll see what we can do. I've
Yeah,
got so
I don't think
many
I'll be.
I've got so many things to do right now though.
I know that's why I didn't get it. Plus, it's not. I don't know. For some reason, it's not really speaking to me like some of the other patterns are.
Oh yeah.
So I don't know. We'll see what happens.
All right, let's
Plus,
see.
as much as I like FPP, I am still a traditional piecer at heart.
I do like some good FPP, but it does seem to go a little bit slower than regular piecing. The one good thing about FPP though is that you don't have to worry about your seam allowance. You just have
True.
to stitch on a line and everything else is taken care of for you. Helen says she just did her last state flower mystery block yesterday by cut and cuts and still can't recall all the names of the birds and the flowers.
There was a
Oh.
quiz. No, there's no quiz at the end, so I think you'll be okay. Because yeah, I'd failed that
Oh.
one too. Um,
I'd
it
have
was funny.
to
What
go ahead.
I was just like, we were talking about states and stuff the other day at work. We're having like a little quiz, like how many states start with B or A or whatever. I think it was A and then M and stuff. And like, I'm just sitting there rattling this stuff off, and they're looking at me going, "Do you go to trivia games?" I'm like, "No, I just remember random stuff."
Welcome
So,
in. Welcome in, Izzy. Glad you're here.
all right. So where are
Let's
we at?
see.
We've got this wing done.
I've got.
So
I'm putting my wings together because I need something to put
yes.
under my needle because I need to take the body back out to put the snowball corners on.
So
Oh.
Izzy's Crochet Corner is here. Good evening to you. If I start saying good morning to people, it's not deliberate. It's just force of habit. Um,
Oh. Mm.
there you go. Yeah, Susan says her older daughter loves Starry Night.
Yeah.
Katie says Florida state bird is the mockingbird, the state tree is the sable palm, and the state flower is the orange blossom. That is awesome. I think Virginia is the dogwood. Um, yeah, I think the tree and the flower is the same because it's the dogwood. It's a tree and a flower, so I think they double duty on that. And then there's also most states I think have a state insect, but I could not tell you what Virginia's is. But during the summer, I think it has to be the mosquito.
Alabama's is the mosquito. The joke is that that is actually our state, the state bird of Alabama, is the mosquito.
Yeah.
There's always
Funny thing,
mosquitoes to be had.
yeah. Funny thing on mosquitoes is, and I think I was saying this in someone's chat yesterday. Um, Here in Virginia, like they'll eat my poor wife alive,
Hmm.
and they kind of leave me alone. Like I'll get the occasional bite here and there, but I don't get a lot. But when I go to Australia, it's the whole different story.
They eat
They
you
eat me
there.
alive and they leave her alone. Like it's almost like these mosquitoes like the native blood. But then I talked to my boss who's German and one of my Indian colleagues, and that doesn't work for them. So I don't know, maybe it's just
Oh,
Australian American mosquitoes that like native blood, but not the Indian and German ones. So
maybe.
all right,
Oh,
Izzy says, "Dang,
uh,
what's your name again?"
I'm Tammy.
Siberian went, "It's Miss Tammy."
Yep,
Yes.
I'm Tammy.
Oh, I'm bad at names too. I'm lucky to remember my own name some days. So yeah, don't ever feel bad about asking about names. And I find if you tell people, "Hey, I just can't remember your name. I'm bad at names," they'll tell you the same thing. Like I'm bad too. Like people will forgive you. They're very, very understanding if you just tell them.
I was in somebody's chat earlier today, and they're like, oh, I can't remember your name, and she was throwing out other names for me. And I'm like, well, I actually kind of like that one. Can I adopt that one?
There you go.
I told her what my name was, but you know,
Yeah.
I might adopt a name every so often. Oh.
Well, sometimes you just have like a brain fart or whatever you call it too. Like you just have
Oh
a mental
yeah.
moment where you just can't remember somebody's name, like someone you've known for years and years and years, and you just don't remember it. So,
Oh yeah.
it's those things just happen.
Welcome in, Linda. Glad you're here. And he's like, oh, I spent 24 hours with her. She was at my
Yeah.
retreat.
Gotcha. I figured as much.
Yeah.
Cynthia asked, did the weather affect our area? I saw a news clip that said a couple of people in Virginia died from the weather. No, we got spared, thankfully. I think there was some tornadoes floating around somewhere, but no, I don't think there was anything in our area, thankfully. It might have been further out west or that sort of thing there as well. Katie's asking the horse that's in the pattern, can it be purchased alone as a pattern? Unfortunately not. It's a full kit, like it's a full pattern
Yeah.
with all the animals on it. If you purchase it online, like the digital download, think it was $25 when I bought it. I
Yeah.
think it's still the same price. It may be
Yeah.
27 now. I don't,
Oh,
inflation
I hadn't
creeps
thought
up a
about
little
that.
bit, but yeah. But if you think 25 to 27, you should be fairly close to that. But yeah, as far as I know, um,
Yeah,
you
you
can't
have to
buy
get the pattern, the whole pattern.
that, or what you might be able to do, Katie, if you want something similar, it may not be exactly the same, but duck on the Etsy and look up for a horse quilt block pattern. There's a lot of indie
Ooh.
designers out there that do beautiful patterns, and they're just trying to, make a little extra money on the side, or maybe it's their full business, who knows? And do it that way. You may find a block that's very similar on Etsy for a couple of bucks, and they may sell it separately that way. That's where I would send you is Etsy and see how you go with that. So there you go. Yeah, apparently eastern part of Kentucky
And
and the
um,
St. Louis area got hit yesterday.
yeah,
Because I remember Cotton Cuts put something out this morning saying, "Hey, yeah, we got through with minor damage, but some of our folks, neighbors weren't quite so lucky.
yeah,
Tornadoes are nothing them.
yeah,
Yeah,
they're
I've
not.
never seen one, thankfully. I've seen the damage that they've done,
Hmm.
mostly on TV, thankfully. But yeah, I don't ever, that's something I never want to see in my life. I've seen tornadoes, I've experienced a couple of earthquakes, um, seen more than enough bushfires in my life, but yeah, thankfully not a tornado, not a tornado. So.
I lived through quite a few of those. So
I know, like when I was in
I
Alabama, they told me about the. Oh, that's the tornado siren. And I'm like, okay, well, I was thinking about maybe relocating down here one day, but that's yeah, no, thank you very much. I'm going to enjoy my 10 days here, and I'm going back to Virginia where the tornadoes are only,
oh,
here
oh,
and there. Good night, Amanda. It's
oh,
good
good
to
night,
that you were
Amanda.
able to join us for a bit. All right,
Um,
what was I doing?
Probably
Oh,
sewing something on the wings, maybe, I think.
yes, that's exactly what it is.
I've got to trim my
Yeah,
body pieces uh, from snowballing. Absolutely. What's the update, Izzy? Um, yeah, I've got my wing sections done. So now I'm just doing the bee body pieces and getting them all trimmed up. Um, so the funniest thing about a tornado is, so I'm from Alabama and I'm used to tornadoes, and of course those sirens go off, and everybody who is a native Alabamian, we go outside. We go outside to go watch the tornado. Like, we want to see it.
jeez. Okay.
And that's quite normal for us. Um, and So, that's what I'm used to. Get up here, and we're coming back, I think, with my stepdaughter from Mississippi. So she's never been to Wyoming. This is her first time. Oh no, Carrie's got to wind some bobbins. Oh my gosh. Um,
Oh, that's
but
no
yeah,
fun.
so we're coming back with her. She's been in hurricanes before, but I don't know that she's ever really paid attention to tornadoes because, of course, hurricanes are bigger where she lives
Yeah.
normally. But we're hearing the weather reports on the radio about, there's tornadoes in the area and all of that. And the next thing we know, we see people out in the back of a pickup truck, in the bed of a pickup truck, standing out there looking for the tornado. And you can see for miles here. So, like, the tornado could be 20 miles away, and they're just standing out in the back of the bed of the pickup truck looking for the tornado. And we're so shocked.
Not me. I remember there was one night, not my wife was away somewhere. I forget where she was, but there was tornadoes in the area, tornado warnings or watches or whatever it is. I can't remember which one's which.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, my phone, it's the middle of the night, my phone's going off, with all the emergency warnings or whatever it was.
Mm-hmm.
And I was so tired. I was like, you know what? If the tornado comes and takes me away, it comes and takes me away. So I turned the phone off. I rolled over, went back to sleep.
Oh, so you're ready for Alabama then? Okay.
Yeah, I was just like, at this point, I'm just, if my if my wife was there, obviously, yeah, we would have hunkered down or something like that because it would have, yeah, it wouldn't have been good for her. But I was just like, I'm just so tired. Like I made my peace, and just said, okay, yep, if it's my time to go, it's my time to go. Like
Yeah.
I think the chances of it, the tornado touching down and rolling through my house was about, one in a million. So I was just like, I'm going back to bed. Good night. I'll see you all later.
Good luck. Good luck in surgery, Izzy. Maybe they'll be able
Yes.
to get everything. Linda says a couple years ago, my area got hit with a tornado. All my neighbors got damaged or lost their home. We didn't have any damage. That's kind of one of the hallmarks of tornadoes is,
Hmm.
when a hurricane runs through, you know, it's literally flooding everything. Oh, good night, Mona.
Night,
Um,
Mona.
so when a hurricane runs through, everything's flooded. You and every single one of your neighbors are all dealing with the same thing, but you've had
Yep.
months possibly to plan. Um, you've had months to plan for it. All of that kind of
Oh,
thing.
for sure. Yeah.
Tornado, you were given a 5-minute warning that there was one coming your way, and that's it.
Yeah. No, I'd rather take the hurricane over the.
Mm. I got so sick living on the coast. I got so sick of hearing the warnings, the hurricane warnings. And by the time the hurricane hit, and whether or not we had any damage or whatever, um, yeah, it was just no. I was so sick of hearing it all. I'd rather just
Yeah.
not know and then be through it real quick.
Yeah. Thankfully, we live far enough north that we don't get a lot of direct hits, and if we do, it's usually either a tropical storm or a low one, and a lot
I
of times it'll bounce. A lot of times it'll bounce off the Outer Banks and then go back out to sea. So we're fairly lucky here.
Susan, send me an email and ask for it, and I'll get it to you. Just send me an email, and I'll take care of that. Let's see. Susan says 45 years ago we were in the dark because of the eruption of Mount St. Helens.
Oh, wow.
I was not available at that point. Mary G remembers it. She had ash in Salem from it. Yeah,
Yeah, I've been on top of an active volcano. I have
ooh,
seen a volcano from the air. I have not seen one erupt.
I've
So
not been close enough to see one erupt. I'd rather not do that.
no, I don't want to be anywhere near when
How?
that puppy blows, I don't want to be anywhere near it.
Well, apparently Wyoming is one of the states on top of a super volcano, and all of the geysers in Yellowstone are the little vents for the volcano. So yeah, if it goes up, I'm going up very quickly, so that's okay. Oh,
I don't think
Linda's
there's any volcanoes out here.
no, I don't think there is. Linda says that she always over prepares for hurricane season, and they've been pretty lucky in St. Augustine. That's good so far. Oh, Nanette remembers St. Helens. She said we had ash in Colorado. Um,
Yeah, I was still a toddler back then on the other side of the world, so I didn't see anything about Mount Helens. I
yeah,
know what it is. I've heard of it. Like I know the story behind it, but yeah, I wasn't. Um,
you weren't on this side of the planet when it happened.
no,
I wasn't alive. Cynthia says her oldest son lives in Baton Rouge. Yeah, he needs to evacuate anytime they say evacuate.
yeah, 'cause they get
Um,
some wicked storms down there.
Izzy, I've got it, so I can send it to her. She just needs to send me an email so that I remember to send it. That's all. Um, oh my gosh, this bee is going to be so cute.
It
Linda
is.
says that she's loving that quilt. Thank you. Well, that is not the order they're going in. That's just how many we've done. I was surprised that they all fit.
L L
So
J.
I think next month is the pig. I think the pig is next. I'm gonna look. Let's see.
Yeah, pig I think
Yes.
is next. That sounds
Yes.
right.
Yeah. So the pig is next
Pig is
month. Then we've got the sheep, and then we're going to do the sunflowers in 1 month. So you may only see part of it done on camera, and the rest will be done off camera. So we can both get our quilts done.
yeah,
uh,
that sounds good.
Carrie was in
I've really
kindergarten for St. Helens. Oh my gosh.
Oh, okay. So Carrie and I are about the same age. Might be a couple of years older. Although she's 29, I think. So I'm a little older than.
Hear that, Carrie? You're 29.
Everyone's 29.
I don't know how many times you've been 29, but you're 29.
Yeah, everyone's 29.
It is
So,
crazy, Cynthia, how the tornadoes just pick and choose. No rhyme or reason. Yeah, there's one section when I was in Alabama, of course, in 2011 when those tornadoes hit. And there was a path of tornadoes that hit Tuscaloosa and that surrounding
okay.
area. And then there was a path of tornadoes that hit the Huntsville and North Alabama area. I was living in the Huntsville, North Alabama area. It knocked out our entire power grid. So even though our home was fine, we had no power, and we'd had no power for about 2 weeks. The
Oh,
entire
wow.
city of Huntsville. I mean, parts of the city got their power on sooner than others, but yeah, it was rough. Cynthia says tells people she's 29 again and again and again. Well, I'm 21, guys. I'm younger than all of y'all. I'm 21. I don't know how many
Well,
times
some,
I've been 21, but I'm 21.
yeah, like, well, some of the ladies at work tell me that they reverse the age. So if they're like 51, they're 15, or 62, they're 26 and stuff. And then some of them count backwards. And I'm like, okay, well, the counting backwards is going to work for you until you hit 58. And then what are you going to be like, Benjamin Button? Like, okay. But
Oh.
the swapping numbers is good. I think, go for that one if you want. But
Oh.
yeah, Carrie said she's going to be 51. I'm proud of it. Each birthday's another year that I didn't annoy anyone enough to end it, or that you didn't get unlucky enough to, get something that, there's all this cancer out there and stuff too. That's so yeah, every year should be celebrated because you just never know
Yeah,
when,
absolutely. You
like
guys.
Amanda was talking about that lady that she was making a quilt for that passed away in 20 days after being diagnosed. And my mom was like that. She got diagnosed with pancreatic cancer and she was gone like 12 days later. So you just never know how much
True.
time you have left. So yeah, celebrate I'm not big on like I don't like people making a big fuss with me for my birthday. Anyone that knows me closely already knows that. But yeah, celebrate every year.
Oh
And if that
yeah.
means that you want to be 29 for the 13th time, go for it. I don't have a problem with that.
Um, Carrie says she doesn't want to be 15 again. I would, but if I'm going to go back and be 15 again, I want to be 15 with the knowledge I have now. Like
Yes,
I
that
don't
would be
want to go, I don't want to go back and be 15 and repeat all the mistakes of being 15 again.
not for sure. Yeah, no, that's a very good point. Like, yeah, if you got to do it. At least have that knowledge. So,
Oh yeah. Susan says her son was 1 month old and we were planning on walking to church, saw a big black cloud coming in. It was the ash. As the crow flies, we're only 120 miles away from Mount St. Helens. That's crazy. All right, so here's my B.
golly, I'm not even halfway done with the wings yet.
That's
Um,
okay. I need to catch up. I've got the strawberry to do. You've already done yours. And I can do more
yeah.
bees. I've got 4 bees to
Okay.
do, and I've got 4 strawberries to do.
Okay. Well, now I feel better because I
Oh.
was like, I haven't done squat.
Oh yeah, you have.
I've been looking up state birds apparently.
That's what put me ahead. That's all it is.
Yeah. Well, I'm easily distracted. I get squirrel moments every day. So
Oh, Susan says reversing her age would make her older. Oh my gosh.
yeah, well, that's when you don't do it. So yeah.
Exactly. You have to stop. Oh, I waited until I was 40 to get my tattoo, and it took me an extra 2 years to get it. And yeah, so I don't know if I'd want to go back and do the 15 thing again unless I could go back, knowing what I know now so I could
Yeah,
plan for things and make different mistakes this time.
exactly.
I don't need to make the same mistakes that many times. I do that enough in sewing. I don't need to do that in my
Yeah,
life too.
yeah, because that's that can be a very awkward age
Oh
as
yeah,
well. So,
absolutely. 15 was super awkward. Go back to all the acne and you know, all the puberty hitting and trying to figure out, if, who likes me and who doesn't like me and being
oh yeah,
insecure all
that was.
again.
And then, I went through all that sort of stuff, and then I figured, like who likes me and who doesn't. And then I ended up on the other side of the world. So I wasn't, the person I was looking for wasn't even there. So,
Oh, oh, that would have been a mess. Mess. Linda says she was 60 when she got her first tattoo and she doesn't regret it at all. I don't
that's
regret
good.
mine. I had been wanting this for over 2 years. So when I finally got it, I was really happy with it.
I don't know that I want one. I've gone back, I've thought about it here and there, but I don't know that there's anything that I would want that I want enough to be on there forever.
Yeah. Oh,
Because,
that's understandable.
but I don't regret. Yeah, I think if you want one, go out and get it. I see tattoos on people, and I think they're absolutely amazing. Like some of the artwork that these tattooed artists do is absolutely fantastic. I just don't think it's for me. But
There's nothing,
for anyone that want,
yeah,
yeah,
there's nothing wrong with not wanting one too.
yeah. But for anyone that wants it, if it works for you, go for it. Enjoy it. But yeah, I don't know. And you might come back here in 5 years' time and I've put myself a little TheGuyWhoSews logo on my shoulder. Who knows? I
There
have
you
no
go.
idea. But but at this point in my life, it's not something that I'm looking to do.
Yeah, that's
So
understandable. I mean, mine is, a mantra that I say all the time anyway.
right.
And so it just fits. I was able to fit a lot of things into my tattoo, so it has a lot of symbolic meaning to me. So it works well. Um
Let me cut
oh
that
my
one.
gosh, Susan, that's so funny. She says her only tattoo, it was for pointing the radiation beam to the right spot, and it's gotten lost in the freckles.
Oh,
Her,
okay. That's kind of yeah. See,
her
that's the
hers
one to kind of like.
hers is the medical tattoo.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Yeah, both my dogs have tattoos, because basically they tattoo when they spay or neuter them. They just a little it looks like
Mm-hmm.
a pen mark to me, but I found that was actually a tattoo a while ago. So yeah, even my dogs have tattoos.
Hi, Rita. Glad you're here.
Yes, good
Welcome
evening.
in.
It's good to see you. I see her on my channel once in a while during the live, but usually I'm on too early for her.
Yeah, she's in Arizona, so she's
Oh, okay. I
she's
didn't realize she was
she.
all the way out there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep, she's out my direction.
Yeah, and they're like because they don't have daylight savings, it's 3 hours behind me. So yeah, that's very understandable.
Yep,
And sometimes you just want to sleep in on a Saturday morning too. And so, I don't begrudge anyone for doing that.
that is something to celebrate, Susan.
Not for sure.
Absolutely celebrate that.
Yes. I think it's about the same amount of time for my mother-in-law at
Ooh,
15 years. It'd be close. Yeah, she's been in remission all that time. Never had she gets her regular checks and she hasn't had the first problem since, which is really, really good.
Rita says, Sean, when I catch you live, I'm like, woohoo! That just means that you
It's
didn't
easier.
sleep.
And sometimes people will say, they'll watch me live for a little while because they can't fall asleep. And some people fall asleep listening to me. And sometimes you sit there and think to yourself, well, geez, that can't be good. But then you have to sit there and think to yourself, no, it's maybe my voice is soothing and that's just helping them. Like whatever helps the person out at the end of the day is good with me. So
Oh yeah. Oh, congratulations, Denise.
nice.
That is something to celebrate as well. 13
I love hearing the
years.
success stories.
Yes.
I really, really do.
Oh, Zelina heard me. Oh, her dogs listen to me.
Oh, nice.
Rita's dogs listen to me. And then one of them has to get up in her lap to get closer.
That's fun. Yeah,
She,
apparently I've had people take me to Lowe's, Home Depot. I think people used to take me to Joann's, which I won't be doing for much longer. Um, some other places. I think it's fun, like I always love hearing those stories.
that's funny. All right, I gotta flip to the strawberry page. I've done everything I can figure out by myself for sure. All right. Okay, so I can't do that. Okay. I was making sure
And
I
I'm
could
doing
choose.
different fabrics this time.
Ooh. Are you still doing the green background?
Yes, the background is the same. That is not changing.
Okay.
But just to make it a little different this time around, I thought I'd use different fabrics.
Ah, very cool. Very cool.
So with this one, I found some Allison glass fabrics. I thought that'd be fun to try.
Ooh, sounds beautiful. I don't know that I would have the motivation to do Fab Farm if I did not get the kit. Like picking all the different fabrics, I kind of get stuck when I'm picking fabrics. I mean, I've got a ton of scraps. Like I was cutting scraps
Yeah.
today. I've got a whole hamper and a couple of buckets and bins and yeah, all of that. So I have a lot of scraps, but knowing what to pull out would be a challenge. No saddles on the horses. Nope. I'm not putting any saddles on those horses.
Be a fun idea though. Like I've already done my horse, but yeah, putting this, I mean, you'd have to sit there and figure out how to
Yeah.
add that in. It wouldn't be super difficult. That would be a fun idea. Like I don't know that I'll do this pattern a third time, but if I do, for whatever reason, yeah, maybe we'll put some saddles on a horse, or maybe we'll do like a little Kentucky Derby mini quilt or something, with a couple of horses and some jockeys and stuff. I don't know, that'd be kind of fun.
It would be kind of
So I
fun.
don't know.
Um,
Stay tuned. You never know what's going to happen.
Carrie says she thinks she needs to reset her room. Looked like the tornado came through her room this weekend. I was doing that earlier today. If I didn't finish cutting my scraps and start just putting them back away as far as I got, then this room would be a disaster zone right now.
That was actually something I did a few months ago, and I'm so glad I did. I had a bunch of those, like I did a cut and cuts puzzle mystery quilts, and each clip comes in a little bag that looks.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I have one right. These here, and I have
Yeah.
a bunch of these left over at the end. And so I separated all my solid scraps and I put all the reds in one of these little bags and all the yellows and the oranges because when I go digging, like I don't want to cut it into certain pieces or anything because I don't know what
Yeah.
size I want. But I figured, you know, rather than digging through a big bucket full of like every color under the sun, if I want an orange, I can just dig into the orange bag and find an orange that I like, or a red bag and a pink bag. And it's for me, it's worked out so beautifully.
That sounds
So
like a
that's
great idea.
I don't know. It just came to me one night. I was like, I really need to separate this stuff. And I'm like, where am I going to get enough bags? Like, I didn't want to use Ziploc bags. And I'm like, hey, I got all these puzzle mystery quilt bags. I was like, that'll probably work. And
Yeah.
then I just keep them all in one big bin. And I just pull, especially with Toasty, I'll just pull it out when it's time to use a little piece of fabric. And I just use that and away I go. So that's worked out beautifully for me.
Rita's suggesting saddles on the chickens just to be different. Yeah, it would be different.
Yeah,
But that's
racing
going to take
chickens.
extra effort and they're already made. And so no. Good try though.
Yeah, maybe for next time. I mean, yeah, I
Yeah.
love the ideas.
It is a cute
So.
idea. It is a cute idea. I have got all my cut off half square triangles that I've done from different projects, and now I'm using those as my leaders and enders. So I have a little bucket that's actually out of reach right now, but I have a little bucket so all my half square triangles are getting put in there, and when I'm ready to press a whole bunch, I'll press a whole bunch of them at the same time.
That's awesome.
And I'm
So
getting
I'm
stuck
just
on.
trying to concentrate
Oh,
here.
you're good. You are good. So
Past my
yeah,
bedtime.
I I could never imagine why. It's only almost 11 there.
I did take a nap this morning. I got up at 6, I think it was, to record my podcast. And then I was like, 9, like I finished at like 8. And then I went back upstairs and took like an hour's nap. It was like, I've got to go live because I was so tired. And I was like, I don't know if I'm going to make it to 10 o'clock to Tammy's live about a nap because I knew I was going to the beach and stuff. So I was like, well, I guess we go and take a nap at 9 o'clock in the morning.
There you go. That's one way to do it.
Yeah. And it
I,
probably worked out. That was really the only time I had today because, we went to the beach and then we came home and I cooked dinner and then I had my guild meeting and then I was cutting that fabric for this and then it was time to go live. So yeah, if I didn't do that, it would have been, yeah, there would have been no nap.
we almost went to the hot springs today. There's a city in Wyoming called Thermopolis, and
Oh, that's fun.
they are known for their hot springs. So you can go, and it's actually a state park, so you don't have to. It's not a fee or anything to go just to the hot springs themselves. There's other attractions to go to while you're there. Um, but it's a 2 hour drive, so we decided not to go today. But we almost went. That was almost what I was
Yeah,
doing
hot
today.
springs are fun.
Well, we've been by it once, but we did not have swimsuits or anything to go get in the water. So it would be something we want to go back and go do. Ugh.
She says she may have brain cancer. Well, we're praying that you don't. Go get your answers. Please keep us updated on that. That is scary.
It is. Um, she said she's going into surgery at 1 a.m. tomorrow morning.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
they'll
please let us know how it all works out.
we'll have more information after she gets out of surgery. So definitely let us know, Izzy.
Please do.
I think what I might do is because my strawberry is almost done. The strawberry really did go together fast. Is I could put
Yeah,
the strawberry in the horse together.
right.
I could go ahead and do that. It
Well,
would
I'm
be.
also using the Easy Press pen for all these too to see how much of a difference it makes.
I love that pen.
I do
Uh,
too. I really am starting to love it. It's an extra step, but with
yeah,
all the tiny pieces that I do, I think it's
it's
well
worth
worth
it.
it.
Oh yeah, it is. It is worth it. I've used it before as well. Helen says that she loves seeing the girls in prom attire. That's super special.
Oh yeah, they loved they loved that. It was so it's been a fun few weeks. We went out to buy the dress, find the dresses for them. About a month ago. And then we went out last weekend, I think it was, to find the shoes. And then, yeah, last night we took them to just a little park in Norfolk, which is the city where the prom was.
Yeah.
And Amanda found, apparently Amanda knew about it last year. Like she took one of the other kids there last year because it was suggested to her. And it's just like this cute little park in the middle of like a nice part of town. And it's just the best place to take pictures. So,
Oh.
um, yeah, and the girls just absolutely had a blast at prom. So, and we're so glad because it's such an iconic American thing. Like they all come over and they always talk about wanting to go to prom and experience prom.
Yeah.
Like because you see it in the movies and you see it in the TV shows, and yeah, thankfully it lived up to their expectations. So
That's awesome.
yeah,
It Izzy, I'm live 6 p.m. Tuesday and Thursday nights. All these times are Mountain Time. 6 p.m. Tuesday night and Thursday night, and then 8 p.m. Sunday night. That's my set lives. Occasionally I go live again at different times, but those are my set lives. Those are my set times.
And it's good to have the set times because, like,
Oh yeah.
I feel like it's a TV, like, when, like, your favorite TV show, like, when your favorite TV show is. So, like, I try to not bounce around from time to time because I think it's just easier that way. People know when to go looking for me, like,
Yeah,
before the crack of
exactly.
dawn.
Exactly.
Before the crack of dawn on the West Coast.
Oh.
If you're in California and you wake up and the sun's out of the sky, you're watching a replay.
Yeah, I was about to say, Sean's no longer live. That live has ended. All right. So here is my strawberry. I think it turned out cute. Kind of looks
Oh,
like
you
it
did
has
a great job with that.
It looks like it has a bow on top instead of leaves. Kind of looks like a
Well,
bow.
once you put it into the final, like the whole quilt, that will change. Because I was thinking the same thing. I was like, that is like the world's biggest strawberry leaf I've ever seen. But yeah, once it's all in,
Uh-huh.
it'll look a lot different. So
I'm going to flip to the back and go look at the assembly diagram to make sure that I am putting this together right. Oh, yeah. I have most every bit of the horse assembled except for this. So.
yeah, I was just say you're on your own for that because I did that like back in February. So
Oh, come on now, Sean. You're supposed to have another horse and another strawberry to do with me.
no, I'm doing the small, and that's one thing folks may not realize is that you're doing the large and I am doing the small.
Yes. Sean only has to make one of everything. I have to make 4.
So this is what I've done so far with my bee body.
I love those fabrics. Those are so cute.
Yeah.
I
Spin it
like
around, and then I
it.
just use like a solid for the eye because this is the eyes here.
Yeah.
These two black. I changed that up. I figured it'd look nicer if I had like
I like
specific
that.
eyes for.
I like your fabric better than mine.
That's the beauty of choosing your own fabrics with these patterns is that you can have the flexibility to do something a little bit different. I mean, you can with a kit as well. Like I've done kits with Art East, and I've changed like the Wizard of Oz. There was like the Tinman block, and we were using some Kona sheen, which is a really nice silver with a bit of like uh
A little bit of
glitter in
glitter.
it. I
Yeah.
guess it's yeah. I was going to say craft herpes because that's what we call it. But and it wasn't like the whole tin middle. It's just like his hat or something else like that. And I'm like, okay, no, we're doing the whole like most of the Tin Men was all the silver sheen, and it looks so fantastic. A pattern is like a recipe. You really can um, do whatever you want with it. It's a
Yeah.
guideline.
Yeah, branch out. Branch out. Denise
And the
says,
pattern design is not going to care. Like John, the guy who designed that pattern, he saw that and he's like, that is fantastic. Like, it didn't offend him, upset him or anything. Like he was like, this is great. And he enjoys seeing the different ways people change up the fabrics or his
yeah.
patterns as well. So like
Good night, Denise. She had said really cute quilt, the horse and cow are tempting her, but she already has too much on her plate already. That is why this pattern is so fantastic because you could do just those animals instead of doing the
hmm
whole. I mean, you can put them however you want to. So if you want to change
yeah.
up the layout or whatever, just do the horse and the cow and the ones that you like. Let's see. Rita says she chooses her own fabrics. That's why she does not want one of those kits, as she would end up with more than likely not using any of the fabrics, then end up with it in a scrap pile. Well, you can buy the kit and then send me the fabrics. That's how we'll do that, Rita. Just buy the kit
Yeah,
and
and
send
I
me the fabrics.
most of the time I don't buy the kits either. There are some that I do, like uh the Alice in Wonderland one I'm still working on. I
Mm-hmm.
did buy the kit for that because that was all Tula pink and I'd never worked with her stuff before and there was 54 different fabrics and I was like, by the time I go out and try and find all this stuff, I might as well just buy the kit. And I'm glad I did
Yeah.
it that way. Same
Yeah.
thing at the 100 acre woods. I bought the kit for that. And then the dog park, I'm going to use the kit for that because same thing. Like I saw the kit at the Quilt Show earlier this year, and I looked at it. I was like, by the time I buy all this fabric, I'm going to spend a whole lot more. And I liked what they had. So yeah, there are
Yeah.
occasions I'll buy it, but most of the time I like digging through my scrap bin and just making up my own.
Well, for this one, I don't think I would have attempted it if I had to figure out my own fabrics. I am normally not a kit person either,
Yeah,
but this one, there's no way I was going to try Fab Farm without having the kit. Just made choosing fabrics and figuring out what to use and all of that. Oh, good night, Helen. But it
good
made,
night. It's good to have you.
but yeah, it made figuring all of this out so much easier and so much less stressful because all
Yeah.
I have to do is match my fabrics to what the pattern says and pull those out of the kit and cut into those for each time. Oh, welcome in, Jennifer. She says, really late, but good evening, everyone. Good evening to you. You're
Never
not late.
late. You just
We're still live.
we love having you. How when you show up at right when we start or when we finish, or you watching a replay 12 hours, 6 days later, yeah, it's still good for us. We just
Absolutely.
appreciate that you spend a little bit of time with us. So
Yeah,
thank you so much.
yeah. Just make sure you hit that thumbs up, and that helps out a whole heck of a lot.
Yep.
Linda says she's not a big on kits either. She has so much fabric that she needs to use. Okay, so I have lots of fabric, guys. I don't have my stash is not as big as some people's, but I still have a decent enough stash that I could probably do this quilt easily with only having to buy maybe one or two fabrics. But I didn't want to. I did
And
not
that's
want
fine.
to.
I mean, at the end of the day, you do you. You do what makes you happy, and if that's getting the kit for some stuff and not others or never or whatever, there's no right or wrong way of doing it.
I think I like kitting up my fabrics for my own patterns, but I don't think I like kitting up fabrics for other people's patterns. I think that's where I
Oh, okay.
struggle. Like
Gotcha. Okay, that makes sense.
I like doing some scrap quilts. So that's where my freebie quilts come in is I use scraps for all the freebie quilts.
Yeah.
Freebie patterns.
And I think
Carrie.
for most of my stuff, I like to shop my stash first, and then
Yeah,
there you go.
that makes sense. Carrie says, like anything else, she likes kits. She likes kits if she wants the exact thing that she sees on the pattern. Yeah, and that's kind of where I was going with this because I really didn't want to sit there and try to figure all this out. Oh, good night, Judy. Thank you for
Good
being
night,
here.
Judy. Yes.
Um, Susan says she has two kits she bought, so she'll have no thinking to do after doing one of her Judy Niemeyer quilts. I I actually
Listen,
have you done any quilt works before, Sean?
I have one here, and that thing terrifies the pants off me. I'm
Well,
gonna finish. I might tackle that after Toasty. I do have one. I think it's called Summer Solstice or something like that. It is a QuiltWorks pattern. I just have the fabric. I'm not the fabric. The pattern.
okay.
Donna encouraged me to buy it. We were gonna do like a sew along, and then that didn't happen. She I think with the stroke that she had last year, and that kind of put everything on the back
Oh,
burner.
yeah, that would.
Um, yeah. So I don't know. It
I
just
I just kitted up. Well, I've bought fabrics a while back, um, and I've got it's the gemstone wedding ring.
okay.
It's I don't know if it's still available or not. Um, but I've got things started on it. I've got my fabric pressed. It is actually behind my design wall right now. Um, it's pressed and ready for me to lay the templates out and cut into.
Okay.
So, and this will be my third QuiltWorks. So if you
Okay.
need help with QuiltWorks, I'm not a certified instructor. I will caveat with that. Um, but this, I've done multiple different ones. So
Yeah, I mean, I
I can walk you
I
through
will
it.
try it. I think I want to finish Toasty first.
Oh,
I think
yeah.
that will give me. I don't know that it's. I think when I looked at it last, it almost looked like washing machine installation instructions, is the way I like to tell people. It just didn't make any sense to me, but my brain wasn't wrapped around how FPP works. And so I just said, okay, let's put it away and wait till Donna's available to do this slow along
Yeah.
with everybody. And I'll have to talk to her and see if she's still doing that or if it's just, she has like me, like, you come up with these plans and then things change and then that sort of thing there. Either way works for me. But I think once I do Toasty, I'll have the confidence and the practice of doing FPP. I think if I pull it out next week even and look at it, it'll make a lot more sense than it did when I looked at it 18 months ago. So
I
yeah,
will.
I'll give it a try at some point.
I'll give you a slight word of caution. Judy Niemeyer
Uh-huh.
patterns, Quiltworks patterns are their own beast. So there's templates and all of these other things that are prep work. So when you go in to do a legit kits, you can literally sit down with your fabric and your paper and start sewing. With the Quiltworks, you have some prep work to do before you ever get going. But
Okay.
all that prep work means that once you sit down, you're not having to get up and go figure out where this fabric is or figure out where that fabric is. You're not having to do any of that. It is literally
Okay.
sit down and sew. But that prep work is where a lot of people get scared with the Quiltworks pattern because it is intimidating.
Oh, okay. Well, that's fine. I mean, I got to do a lot of prep work to do this, or a lot of prep work to do, the artist projects I do. So I'm not scared of doing that.
Yeah.
So, but that's future Sean's problem. We'll worry about that once we finish some other stuff.
Just let me know if you need help and we'll
I
we'll
will. Yeah,
we'll
it's
figure
good that I
something
have
out.
another resource.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. I love doing them. If I come across another one, if you'll send me the name of the one that you've got, so I remember, like I have it in writing somewhere, um,
Yeah.
that would be my next one on my wish list, and I'd be happy to do it with you.
Yeah. I think it was summer. I want to say it's summer solstice, but don't quote me on that because I haven't looked at that thing in like probably a year. It's just in the I'll get to it at some point, Ben.
Linda has a question about doing live. She's asking, do you use a phone or a computer? Um,
Both.
I I typically use a computer unless I am traveling. If I'm traveling, then I use a phone. But most of the time, I'm using a computer. But you can do either one.
Yeah,
Let's
so
see.
for me, for mine, on my lights, I use two cameras. I use the main one, which you're looking at like right here, and that is my laptop. And then I usually have a second camera, which is pointing at the sewing machine, and that is my phone. So I
Okay.
I use both.
I have three cameras. One is over by my rulers, and then one is behind me, and that one may move. I don't know yet. And then the one I'm looking at, and they're all plugged into my computer. So when I'm traveling, and I'm only using my phone, I only have one direction facing me, or one direction
Gotcha.
for the camera.
Yeah.
Let
See,
me.
I use and Zoom works the same way basically, but I use a different
Mm-hmm.
program, and it's all web-based. So as long as whatever device I'm using, a phone, computer, and that can connect to the same internet site, it can be, I can move them around wherever I want. So I mean, I can travel and use the same two devices because all I have to do is connect it. So
Yeah,
if you have questions about that, I'm more than happy to answer those. You can always email me or Tammy or
mm-hmm.
whoever you feel more comfortable with.
Absolutely.
We'd be happy to help you out in that regards. So yeah, and
Yeah,
she's been wanting to do a live, wasn't sure what to use. Yeah, I would say definitely for your first few, until you get comfortable with it, just use what you have. Like, don't
yeah,
go out and spend a bunch of money on something because I never expected to do lives. I was encouraged to do it, and I absolutely love doing it. But yeah, it may not be what you enjoy. So, I would
yeah,
hate for you to go out and spend, hundreds of dollars on equipment and discover that it's something that you absolutely hate. So yeah, use what you have. If you got a decent webcam on your laptop, use that. If you have a phone, you're happy using that. The YouTube live app, like the YouTube app where you can go live through that,
Mm-hmm.
works pretty well as well. That's definitely an option. Use what you have, and if you want to upgrade later on, you like it, go for it. But yeah,
Yeah.
definitely start with what you have and just make sure that you want to invest in it and then go from there. That's
Yeah.
my advice.
Yeah, I'm all in that same lines. Go small. Don't go all out until you are 100% sure that you want to do more of it, because it's hard to get that money back off of your investment if it's already opened and used and all of that. Susan says she
Yeah.
has friends telling her she should start a YouTube channel. That is
Well,
entirely up to you. It is
yeah, if you
entirely up
feel
to you.
led to,
Yeah.
if you
And-
feel led to, do it. If you don't feel led to, don't. Um, if you ever need help, please reach out. I'm more than happy to help. Folks reach out to me once in a while and ask questions. There's a million things you'll want to know. And I can't really give you a guide because I forget half of the stuff that you're going to need. But yeah, if you ever have a question, please reach out. I'm more than
yeah.
happy to.
And
Cam's the
guys, you
same
can,
way.
yeah, you can reach out to me too. I have no problems telling you. I mean, I've looked into some different equipment from what I've got right now, and I can tell you why I did or did not go with different equipment. Um, and tell you what I've used in the past that has worked and what that I've used that has not. Because I actually used a tablet for a while too as a secondary camera, and I don't do that anymore. So, I mean, it's going to be up to you and what you work well with, because I mean, I think
Uh-huh.
Tiffany and Scott still use her cell phone for
I do.
for her lives. Um,
Like all the recording that I
mhm.
do, like all my podcasts, all my pre-records, that's all done on my cell phone. I
Yeah.
don't need I like the flexibility of that. Like I don't have to I don't upload it to a computer. I edit on the phone. I upload on the phone. I can edit at lunch when I'm at
Yeah.
the office. When I'm at my hairdresser appointment waiting for my because my wife and I go to the same stylist. While I'm waiting for her hair process or whatever it is, I can sit there and edit a video
Mhm.
in the salon or on a train or anything else like that. So, but then, sometimes working on a phone, if it's small, so that is can be a restricting factor for some folks. So it's not for everyone, but yeah, do what works best for you. Like, don't go ahead and spend a bunch of money until you know that you want to really get into it. And then, if you want to, go for it, or save the money and use a phone and spend the money on fabric.
Yeah.
That's always a good option
Or
too.
microphone.
Or a
Microphone.
microphone. Yeah.
Yeah. Microphone was the big one for me.
See, I
Because
don't use any of that stuff.
on my
I don't know. You
microphone
do what works for
issues,
you.
my microphone issues were the bane of my existence. Let's put it that
Oh, okay.
way. So I kept running
Yeah,
into
I've been
microphone
lucky.
issues.
Okay. Yeah, so I've never had anyone say that the sound's bad. I think the phones on the microphones on the phones and the laptop have worked well enough. So
Yeah.
if it became an issue, I would definitely look into getting a microphone because they're not that expensive. But if it ain't broke, it's not. I don't want to fix it.
Exactly. Hey, my strawberry fits. I'm kind
Oh,
of
very
proud.
good.
Woohoo! I only have 3 more
Looks
strawberries to
great.
go.
There you go. I'm getting closer to being done with my bee, which is good.
Let me see about putting my bee up here. Oh, thank you, Carrie. She says that looks nice. I appreciate it. The bee is going to be covering up the chicken leg a little bit, but that's okay. I can move it later.
I'm trying to remember what fabric I used for the yellow and black last time. I may have just used solids.
Yeah, these are basically solids. The majority of everything in this kit is solids. Aw, thank you
Right.
guys. I appreciate that. Yeah, I will have 3 more strawberries to make and 3 more bees to make.
Okay. That gives me a chance to catch up.
Oh yeah, you got plenty of time. I got plenty of time to sew.
I'll get some more juice in a minute. Not a problem at all, Linda. Happy to help you. I said, yeah, please reach out. I've had multiple people reach out when this one to start lives, just for information, and yeah, more than happy to help.
And my biggest thing, um, when I got started, as far as equipment, was I did have, like, I had a webcam, but the video was horrible on it because it was really, really old. Like, I fought with technology this entire time. Um, but just just start small. All my shorts are
Yeah,
done on my phone. Like, that's, I think, the only thing I use for my phone for is my shorts. Um,
right.
but I use my cameras and my set or and my lives when I travel. But I use my cameras for everything else.
Gotcha. Makes sense. Yeah, like when I started, the laptop that I had, it was like 10 or 11 years old. I mean, my phone had better processing speed than the laptop did.
Oh,
So I was like, yeah, you don't want me trying to do videos on that.
I've
So,
I have a laptop that I use now for the quilting machine, but it is way too slow for doing
yeah.
this too. So I would have been in the same boat.
And I'm just kind of at the point in my life now where I like doing it on the phone, and I just really haven't, like, my current computer could probably do some decent video editing if I wanted it to, but I really just don't see it. I don't have the desire to, so change it up.
Yeah. Well, there's no need to. It's working for you. So
Exactly. So,
if it works, why mess with it?
exactly. And I'm always a big proponent too, like, the simpler I can keep my technology, the less likely it is to break.
I cannot wait for next week. I'm so sorry. I'm thinking about the surprises coming next week. And
Yeah, that's gonna
the
be
special
interesting.
guests.
The only clue I can give you is it's not me.
There you go. I was panicked because Sean knows a little bit more than anybody else so far. Let's
Yeah,
see.
I don't know who it is.
Cynthia says that she wants to use YouTube for selling stuff. She watches other sellers and resellers, but too scared to talk to a camera like you guys do. Oh, thank you, Debbie. So cute. Thank you.
You've
Um,
you've just got to get out there and try. Like, if you go back and watch, and I've delisted it. If you go back and look. Well, actually, if you go to my play, like for my podcast, all kidding aside, if you go back to my podcast playlist, you can see episodes 1 through 15 or whatever it is. But my first few podcasts, oh my goodness, I was terrible. Like, because I'm like the shyest person you'll ever meet. Yeah, it'll take you time. It'll take you multiple videos, multiple weeks, multiple days, whatever it is, to get used to it and get more comfortable. Like, if you watch my first episode versus my 10th versus my 25th, you'll see dramatic improvement over time. So yeah, like we did, maybe Tammy got here like she is overnight. I sure as heck did not.
no.
It was a long, hard road, and you just got to get there in front of the camera and talk to it, and just go for it. You know, they yeah, if I can do it, anyone can. I really do believe that because I am the shyest person you'll ever meet, and now I'll just talk your ear off when it comes to quilting. So,
Well, when my very first video that is still uploaded on YouTube, because all of my previous videos did get deleted because they were from way back when I really had no idea what I was doing. Um, but
I
all
still don't
of
know what I'm doing. So,
it was back during COVID, and I thought, well, I'll do a video on mask making and teach others how to make masks. And I think I had 100 views, and that was it. And some of those were family. Oh, welcome in, Laura. She's been lurking,
g'day, Laura.
and they're coming together. Blocks are coming together beautifully. Thank you. Thank
Yes,
you.
we appreciate that.
Yeah, so my first video that's uploaded to YouTube still is the flying geese tutorial. That was January of 2024. And then the very next thing I did was go live, and I just hit the ground running with going live. It was so much easier for me. Welcome in, Jess. Glad you're here.
G'day, Jess.
Hey.
My
Uh,
first live was a disaster.
you were there for my first live. I was so shocked. I felt like I was so special.
I really try to support the new folks whenever I can. If I know about them, I'm more than happy to jump in and say, because having a friendly face, I think makes a world of difference.
It so much did. We're not joking about that. It really, really did. Because I was
So,
absolutely terrified. I was
oh, I was
shaking.
too.
I was shaking during that video. Oh,
It
I was
makes
shaking.
perfect sense. Yeah, like my first live was like very much unplanned. Like I had like an hour in the house where there was, the kids were gone, my wife was gone. I was like, okay, let me just try this for half an hour and see what happens. And I was not at all prepared. The dog started barking and wanted to go in and out. None of my fabric was together, and after about 3 minutes, I'm like, okay, guys, I'm sorry. Like for the four people that showed up, I'm like, I'm sorry, I can't do this today. I'm gonna come back and prepare myself a little bit better. Thank you for all, for at least giving me a try. And promptly hit the end button, hit the delete button. I was like, yeah, we'll just try this again another day. But I learned from that, like I learned I have to come in prepared. And, you know, it's a fun story to tell now. I wasn't quite so happy about it at the time, but yeah, it was a good learning experience, and I'm better for it. So
Well, you can probably come to the camera a little bit less prepared now than you had to in the beginning.
no,
And you're still the very, very prepared person.
I still prep. I have
Oh.
a mental checklist to go through every time.
Oh, okay.
Like I always want to make sure I have more than enough work. Like I actually have three different projects right now, so that way if I finish this thing in 20 minutes, which I knew I wasn't going to, I had other stuff to do, so I'm not just sitting here twiddling my thumbs looking at you. So, and that's every week. I always have about 3 hours worth of work ready to go. So
Oh
that
my
way,
gosh.
if something goes wrong, I have a rule that if I make the same mistake 3 times, it goes in a timeout. And I've actually had projects where I've done the same mistake multiple times, and instead of getting frustrated, I'll just say, okay, look, we're putting this aside, and I'll pull out my backup project, and then we'll just start
Yeah.
on that. So, and that just gives me it gives me peace of mind because that way, if something does go wrong, I'm not having to get flustered about it. Now, there's some
Yeah.
stuff I can't prepare for, like if the sewing machine decides to say, well, I've got a backup machine. If the power goes out, then we've got problems. But short of that, I can pretty much troubleshoot whatever comes up.
Yeah.
If that
My
if that makes sense.
it does. I actually
What am I
on
missing
my
here?
Sunday nights because it's an easy night for me. It's always Sunday nights are just my fun night. Um, except when I've got a project planned that we gotta do. um, but Sunday nights are normally my kickback and just sew whatever I want to night. So I do a little bit of prep for that. Tuesday nights are definitely a more prepared night for me. And then Thursday nights, I've definitely got to prepare because I got to cut. I got to make sure I've got my block cut, know which block I'm doing, and all of that.
Yeah, so when
So,
I say I can prepare, like I don't there are many weeks where I don't know what I'm going to sew on Saturday until about 9 p.m. on a Friday night.
okay.
Because I just sew whatever I feel like. Sometimes I'll do a cotton cuts glue, but a lot of times it's just whatever I feel led to sew that week. Sometimes I feel like ripping out Toasty and working on Toasty a little bit, and sometimes I want to do one of these projects, and sometimes I just feel like doing something simple. Yeah, I just see how I feel that week, because I think people like to come visit and just hang out with us.
Oh yeah.
I don't. Yeah, it's not. I mean, the sewing is great, but I don't think that's the deciding factor for most people. So I do have that flexibility where I can just say, hey, yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and so yeah, I haven't got much progress done on this thing this week, so why don't I just go ahead and do that? Or I have the fabric cut for this, so let's just go ahead and do this. So
Oh, that works. Yeah,
yeah,
I've had nights where on Sunday nights that I just pull through the project boxes, and we pull through like the first two or three or something, and
Yeah.
finally decide what we're going to work on.
Yeah, I used to have I loved having the gnomes, the cotton cut stones, just because if I needed something that I didn't have to cut,
Oh, yeah.
I could use those, but I've run out of those. So um, there goes that idea. I have to buy some of them stitcher kits or something that I can use.
Oh, yeah. Um, Cynthia says that I'm late enough that she can be here on Sunday nights. Yeah, I would probably move my Tuesdays and Thursday nights later too, if it wasn't going to be hard for people to join in that late. Because 8 p.m. is just so hard for the East Coasters to join in on.
I know that's the tough part. Is like trying to figure out a good time for everybody because
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I have the opposite problem with my Saturday mornings. It's like, yeah, 8 o'clock works well for me. And it works well for the East Coast if you want to get up and have breakfast. But then, yeah, the West Coast, it's still, 5 a.m. And then I was trying to, and that was kind of the thing with, I think we were talking about this recently. I wanted to try and catch some of my Australian audience as well. But the East Coast over there is, it's either 10, 11, 10 or 10 p.m., 11 p.m. or midnight, depending on the time of year.
Oh
But if I go
gosh.
any earlier, it was going to be way too early in even for the East Coast of the US, which is where the lion's share of my audience is. So yeah, it's always like a delicate balancing act,
It
trying to
is.
figure out where your niche is. And at the end of the day, I was just like, you know what? 8 o'clock in the morning works for me and my schedule, my family, so that's what I settled on. And so sometimes that's the deciding factor is you just got to do what works best for you and your situation.
Yeah, you do. Because I mean, there's no fighting with it because I mean, just there's no point in fighting with it. There's just no
Yeah.
point. All right.
And I've toyed the idea of doing like a Saturday night live or a Sunday night live as well, but with how, when you have kids, the exchange students or whatever, it's hard because you just never know what you're getting up to. So I've kind of enjoyed just falling into this. So that way, I can hang out with you.
Oh yeah,
And
absolutely. I
so I've
love
always,
this.
I wanted the West Coast folks to have a chance to see me live. And so this has worked out beautifully.
Okay, all you West Coast folks in the chat, comment how much you love Sean coming on late nights with me.
Because it was funny,
um,
like we talked about the different times that we could do this project together, and you said, "Well, we've got, this was one of the options," and I don't think you really thought I was going to go for it. And I'm like,
mm-mm, I
"Yeah, let's
didn't.
just do it."
I was actually kind of shocked when you said, "Well, what about your Sunday nights?" I'm like, "Are you sure?" I
Yeah,
think I actually asked you that. Was like,
you
"Are you
did.
sure?"
You really did. You did ask me, "Hey, are you sure about that? You do realize it's not 8 p.m. Eastern?" I'm like, "I know."
It is way late for you.
But I was looking at all the, because I was like, I really don't want you having to get up at, 6 a.m. well, get up before that, be ready at 6 a.m. your time to be on my show. So
I think with
I
April,
figured,
that ended up being a blessing that we didn't do
yeah,
that. I had to take
I
so
know.
much easy on in April, just recovering and everything.
Yeah, we didn't miss, like, we, s- we lucked out with that because we didn't miss a date,
Nope, we didn't.
because we went live like a week before that happened. And then by the time the next one rolled around, because I messaged you a couple of days before, I'm like, are you okay to do this, or do you want to push it back a week? And you're like, let's go. So yeah, we kind of
Yeah.
the timing was great for that.
Welcome in, Ollie. Glad you're here.
Ollie, Ollie.
Let's see. Susan says, I appreciate you doing this, Sean. Thank you, thank you, thank you. 5 a.m. on Saturday happens once in a blue moon.
No, not a problem. I'm happy to do it. This has been something that I've been thinking of a solution for the West Coast people for a long time, probably a couple of years now. I just never could figure out what was a good solution for this so I could help, that way you didn't have to get up at the crack of dawn to come visit me. And so when Tammy talked about this project and we're talking about the times, it's like, let's just do this. Let's just do the late night thing. I can, Mondays are usually okay for me at work. I work from home on Mondays, so I can take a nap at lunchtime and that sort of thing there. It's just been nice, and like I don't even have to sit there and host it. Like I just hop on, hang out with y'all, and it's a win-win. It helps Tammy's channel out, you know,
It
having me
does.
here, my folks on the West Coast get to see me live. It's a win-win for everybody as far as I'm concerned. So it's been a fun project, and once we finish this, we may continue. Like I'd be cool continuing this,
Oh
doing
yeah,
this once a month. So maybe we'll
absolutely.
do a different project together. So this may be an ongoing thing.
Yay, I like that idea.
I mean,
Uh,
if Tammy gets sick of me, then she can kick me off whenever she wants. But um,
well,
I'd be up for continuing.
it's really fun the months that I have retreat and we can plan our collaboration on the retreat weekends because then you keep me focused during
Oh,
the
okay.
the post retreat exhaustion.
Well, I can just imagine that how that would be. So.
I think I slept 5 hours last time, but the time before I didn't sleep that much. So. Oh,
Right.
let's see. And then Laura also said she can make it during the winter, but in the summer at 5 a.m. she's trying couch so place. Oh, that's so cute. I love
Yeah,
it.
just gonna put one more wing on it, and then this block is done.
Yay.
We're doing quite well with this.
Yeah, whenever you want to do that Quilt Works too, that could also be a Sunday night
Yeah,
project when you're ready for it. When you're ready for
yeah.
it.
I'm thinking, in all honesty, that'll probably be a 2026 or 2027 project. I don't know that I have the bandwidth to do it this year. Although, who knows what the second half of the year is going to bring.
Oh, that's fine. I would have to get another Quilt Works anyway if I've already started this one. But if I haven't already
Yeah,
started, I mean, I can put it off for a little bit too. So
we'll finish that. I
it's
mean, we can always put, like, I'm in no rush to start it. So, you can always finish something, we can do something else. There's a million of Elizabeth Hartman and John's Artie's projects that I'd love to do. So we can always pick one of those
oh
as
yeah.
well.
Oh, I've got goats in pajamas that need to be done. Oh, you know what? I think I know the one that we need to pull out, but I'll have
Okay.
to look at it and see because there's one thing I need to get done by this Christmas, hopefully. So I don't know.
Which one? Just now I'm
Uh,
curious.
I'm gonna have to look. Um,
Can you describe it?
yeah, but I don't want to give any clues away. We'll talk about it after the after the
Okay.
stream
All right.
ends.
As I say, I have quite a few of these patterns, so there's a good chance it might be already in
I
my
I don't know.
library.
Oh, you know what? I'm already done sewing that, so let me look while I'm thinking about it because that would be exciting. It'd be kind of funny too. Let's see. See if I put it in the folder with my quilt patterns. We shall see. Oh my goodness. I know I bought the pattern. And so it's a matter of what did I do with it. Mm.
So I stick all my patterns in Google Drive so I know where they are.
Oh, well, all of my patterns are in a folder, but I don't know if I put it in the folder or if I just downloaded it
Seems
and haven't done anything with it yet. Pam says she doesn't want to comment with all of us listening. Yep, that's kind of what it
just caught
is.
on. Yeah, no, we'll figure it out.
Let's see. Oh, I don't think it's in there. I doubt. No, it's not in there. I do have
I'm
a.
just glad you're willing to try this with me because there's a lot of, I've talked to other content creators in the past before, and they've been like, they're intimidated by these. I did talk So Becker into doing the pandas with me.
Yeah.
That was her first Elizabeth Hartman, and I think she's done some scents. I think she's done like the unicorn scents and so forth. But yeah, a lot of folks are intimidated by it. And once you get started, it's not that hard. Um,
No.
kind of like what you told me about the Quilt Works once, like same story, different pattern maker.
Yeah, they're not hard. It's just mm, it's that prep work. That's what gets a lot of people. Let's see. Ollie
Yeah.
says that he keeps so many files he loses track every so often, subdivides the folders but can't keep up. I'm kind of in that boat. That's kind of where I'm at with this because I don't remember because it's been more than 2 nights since I downloaded it.
Oh, okay.
um, I think I downloaded it last year.
I just
So,
type in the name of the file I'm looking for, and that's how I find my stuff because
oh, this is paper piecing. This is like regular paper piecing. And it's an 8-inch by 8-inch block.
okay.
And let me see.
Yeah.
Yes, I want to allow it to connect and bring it up. Make sure it's still available for purchase. Because if it's not, oh, she's got so many cute ones. Okay, so yeah, we might do a collaboration
All
on
right.
that if that will work. I'm thinking
All right.
because
Well,
then
we'll
you
talk
can
about that afterwards.
yeah, because then you can choose whatever you want to versus just exactly what I'm doing. Okay, that works. I have a link
All
to send
right.
you.
Nice.
Oh, let's see. Pam says figuring out how to categorize is her stumbling block. Okay, so one thing that I do, and it doesn't always work, is I try to put all of my foundation paper piecing patterns in one folder, and then I subdivide by where I bought them or where I downloaded them from. With other patterns, I download them by kind of like a category. So, like, let me scroll back up. So that one was not even in the category. So like Bonnie Hunter patterns, for example, I download all of those into a folder that says Bonnie Hunter. All of my 365 quilt is all into a file called 365 quilt. I have some Dear Jane paper piecing blocks. I don't know how much of that I have, but that is all in its own folder. I have a compass collection. I don't remember where that's from off the top of my head, but it's in its own folder. So like I have things in their own type of folder. I do have a folder for pieced blocks, but I don't know what's actually in there. um, there's there's a few that I have that are in different folders, and it's just it varies from what it is. But then I have quite a few that didn't make it in, and I have not sat there and gone through. I really need to sit here and just pull open all of these files and start looking through them and, you know, whittle it down and categorize things. Um,
Right.
some things are block of the month. So, like everything that's block of the month, I try to put the block of the month stuff in one folder. Does that mean that happens? No, of course not. Of course not. Ooh, I forgot about that pattern. Oh, that'd be so sweet. Okay, sorry. Close cards. Okay. Didn't want to close everything out. Let's see. All right, so let's see. Susan says she should catalog her patterns on a laptop. Yeah. Yeah, it could be hard. As long as all of them are in one location, that makes it a lot easier. But it's still not foolproof. It is still not
That's
foolproof.
that's why I stuck mine on the cloud, so that way if the computer hard drive crashes next week or whatever, I can still access it.
So I do have two hard drives in my computer. I have a regular hard drive that runs my operating system, and then I have a solid state drive that runs
Uh-huh.
that has all my files. So the likelihood of the solid state drive with my pictures and my patterns and my music and all of that, the likelihood of that going down is a lot less. It's not zero. That's never a possibility.
No.
But I do back it up every 6 months or so. So,
Right.
I might have lost the last 6 months, but that's it. Oh, Mary made the flamingo quilts. She said it was a lot of little pieces. I bet it was. I bet it was.
Yeah, that one looks fun. I've seen that one, like the pattern itself, and that looks like a lot of fun. So yeah, it does look like it has. I just pulled it up, and there's a lot of small pieces. But yeah, that'll be fun to try someday. I just
So,
need more time in the day to make all these wonderful patterns because
that's every quilter's dream is more time.
I I know because that pesky day job gets in the way, but this doesn't pay enough, sadly, so I can't do it full time as much as I'd like to,
Oh, did
but
you
that's okay.
did you hear about Christmas in July? What I'm doing for
No.
Christmas in July. So in July, I am going to every quilt that I have made that is done, bound, ready to go, and that I don't
Uh-huh.
need to keep in my supply is going to be
Right.
auctioned off.
Oh, nice.
So I will have a lot of quilts available. I've already got four that are bound and ready, and then I've got mm, three or four that need binding, and then I've got another one that I need to square up and bind, and then it will be ready. So there will be quite a few quilts available, and I've got a lot more to quilt before then.
Well, that'll be fun.
Oh, Carrie's funny. She says, "There's a table under this mountain of fabric."
I feel like that sometimes too.
Oh.
Um, yeah, I had planned on doing something for Christmas in July, but that'll have to wait till next year because it's gonna take a lot of what I want to do is gonna take a lot of effort,
Oh.
and yeah, it's not gonna get done in time. So we'll just put that off till next year,
Laura said,
and
go ahead.
it'll be fine. Like next year's good, just as good as this year. I don't want to rush it. It's something that I want to do once and do it right.
Oh, yeah.
So
Laura says she bought the Yeti pattern at QuiltCon this year, and her husband loved it.
that is a fun pattern. I've seen that. I haven't made it, obviously. Um, but that one looks fun. Yeah, she has a lot of fun patterns, and again, the Out East stuff was really fun. And there's three new patterns coming out of his in the next couple of weeks. I think his release is like the first week of July, not first week of June.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, he does like three. He brings out three patterns in the spring and three in the fall, and they're always a lot of fun. Like I'm very excited to see what he has come up with this time around because I don't know what he has in. I don't have that insider information, unfortunately.
Okay,
And
so
even if I did, I wouldn't tell you.
so question for you. I know you're doing the
Yes.
small version of this, and I'm doing the
Uh-huh.
large. How are you planning to quilt it?
That is a good question. The last time I did this, I did a crosshatch,
Okay.
and that worked quite nicely for this. I may do the same again. I don't know yet.
Okay.
It all depends on where its final destination is going to be. If it ends up going into the state fair next year as I originally intended to be, I have no idea because it'll have to be more densely quilted.
Oh, gotcha.
If because yeah, the one I got last time I gave as a baby quilt gift for one of my coworkers who was having a second child, so it didn't have to be densely quilted. I cross-hatched it about 4 inches apart. It was quick, it was
Oh.
easy. She loved it. It was functional. But yeah, if it ends up going into the state fair as I'd like it to, yeah, it's going to have to be more densely quilted. And I haven't quite figured out what I'm going to do with it yet. So TBA, stay tuned.
Susan is saying that she has a few Elizabeth Hartman patterns. Next on her list is pandas and sweaters.
That's a fun pattern. We, I think if you may have seen Rebecca and I work on that one together, and it's a lot of fun. And it's one of her easier patterns, in my opinion. So,
I I did Star Systems. I still haven't quilted it yet, but I also
right,
made Star Systems big. Like I made it bigger than what Elizabeth Hartman put in the pattern. I did double of everything. Um, so I still haven't quilted my Star Systems yet. I'm not sure how I want to quilt it just yet. That one may require me to go rent time on the long arm that has more space on it because I can only do a small pattern on my machine right now because I don't
yeah,
have the throat space to do a bigger one.
right.
So that one may require a different trip. Um, but this is my second Elizabeth Hartman, and I don't actually have any others planned yet. Susan does her crosshatch 2 inches apart.
Yeah, I was running out of time, so I kind of just figured four was gonna be good enough for me. So
Yeah, I'm just
yeah,
piecing little.
we'll see.
I'm just piecing little bitty pieces and parts.
No, that's fine. I'm trying to think how many of her patterns I've done now. I've done the koalas, the pandas, this one. I'm almost done with produce section. That's four. Well, 3.8. Um, yeah, and then I'll do dog park. No, I think that's it.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know. I thought I'd tell you, I am done with my B. I moved on to a different project.
I
So I can show you my B whenever you're ready.
that's fine because mine is sitting up
Okay.
here.
So
Oh, so cute.
oh,
I really
I know.
love those yellows. You did fantastic on
Yeah.
that.
I don't know what made me think about it tonight when I was getting ready to pull the fabrics out, but I was like, I think this would look really good with that because I figured to give it some nice
Yeah,
texture.
it does.
So yeah, kind of glad I did that. And I was like, I don't know if I want, yeah, and I was kind of on the fence about it because it's not going to look like anything else in the quilt, but I was like, you know what, it'll be okay. I'll survive.
Yeah, well, you only got to do one bead for the small one anyway.
Yeah.
Let's see. Very saying cute.
Well,
Um,
thank you.
let's see. On more traditional applique, she does 1 inch crosshatch, is what Susan said. Um, Ollie was funny. He said, "Whenever you be ready, Sean."
Yep, I like that. Thank you for that.
Oh, oh, absolutely, Carrie. Sleep well. She is headed off to bed.
Yep, I won't be too far behind you, don't worry.
I I actually second that. I will probably be, yeah, I could actually be ready to end early as well. Oh,
All this bee stuff reminds me of that like the Full House show because weren't the like st the characters Stephanie and DJ weren't they part of that like bee like
they were. There was something with them with
the
that.
honeybees or whatever it was? It was kind of like instead of being the Girl Scouts, they were the honeybees, and they'd always dress up in little bee outfits, and they'd always like, "We are, we are, we are bee ready" or whatever. You know, like they'd always talk about bee this and bee that. So
Oh, that's so funny. I'm glad you remember that. I do remember that, but I don't remember it enough to have thought of it off the top of my
I
head.
retain the most random information. I really do.
You're my trivia partner. That's exactly what happens.
Oh, that was the because we were talking about that at work the other day, like because we had some visitors come into the office for a couple of days, and that's the ones that realized that I knew like just all this random stuff, and they're like talk about the trivia show. I'm like, yeah, we were talking about doing that as a team building thing at work, and yeah, it's myself and then my other colleague Sandesh, who's from India, and we were not allowed to be on the like if we'd done this thing, we were not allowed to be on the same team.
Okay, you can't have two teachers' pets on the same team. Got it.
Yeah, because they basically figured whichever team had Sean and Sam Bashotto was going to win. Like there was no hope for the other team. So, um,
Oh.
yeah, we were told that when and if we do this, we have to be on different teams. So I was like, that's no fair. Now I'm going to lose because he's smarter than me.
Susan says she is wilting too. Oh goodness. Oh goodness. I'm gonna put one more piece under my machine and then I will call it. I am chain piecing the other three bees.
Oh, nice. That's the way to do it. I do that with the pandas and sweaters and the koalas. Sometimes I chain piece a bunch.
It's so much easier to just chain piece it, but it's nice to do it one at a time when I'm figuring out how to do it. Because then
Yeah,
I'm
like
not
if I'm
sitting
making
there.
multiples or something, I usually do one just to see how it looks, just to give myself that instant gratification and to
Mm-hmm.
make sure I'm not messing it up. And then, yeah, I'll chain piece the rest of them.
Yeah, so for example, I've got bee wings started. So I got to trim off all my corners. um, and now I've got bee pieces attached to my machine still. So that will be the first project that I sew tomorrow because it'll have to come off the machine.
Yeah, and I'm
Oh,
done because I just ran out of bobbin thread.
oh goodness. All right,
That's
everything
all
is
right.
stacked against us tonight for us to hit all the way that extra 10 minutes.
Well, I almost finished putting this together.
Oh, that's gorgeous.
Yeah, this is
Oh,
from the stitches, the 12 days of stitches I got last December, and
yeah.
I'm just putting random blocks together just to
I
see how
like
it looks.
I like that.
Yeah.
It's very busy, but it's very like it gives you places to go look.
Yeah,
It's
and it's
interesting.
old, it's from different collections. It's not from anything the same as, and it looks like it fits together though. So
It
yeah,
does.
that one's been a lot of fun. So that's kind of like I'm just working on this when I have spare time or don't want to think about it too hard. So
There is that.
there you go.
Chain
But
piecing the
yeah,
trees for
since my
legendary.
bobbin thread's out, I think I'm done for tonight.
Yeah, Susan agrees. Chain piecing the trees for the legendary quilt made it so much faster. I bet. I
Yeah.
bet. That's exactly how if I was doing this all on my own and not needing to get one done per live, then yeah, I
Mhm.
would have chain pieced everything.
Yeah.
So next month is going to be the pig. And so I
Hmm.
will get the dates put on the lives when I post my June lives. So be watching for that. And Sean will be back to join us for that.
Yes. Looking
So
forward to doing the pig. The pig's a fun block. You won't want to miss that one.
so thank you all so much for being here. Greatly appreciate it. If you've not already hit that like button, please do that. Please let YouTube
Oh, I
know
haven't
you
done
like to
that
be
yet.
here. Oh, see? Okay,
Whoops.
Sean's been here the whole time and hasn't done it yet.
Whoops. Sorry. I
Oh.
usually do it when I come in the front door, but I forgot. So I'm glad you reminded me.
Yay, I got a like from Sean. You guys are fantastic. So, thank you so much for being here. I will be live again Tuesday night, 6 p.m. And then Thursday night, 6 p.m. for Land That I Love with Kathy from My Hobby Home. And then 1 week from today is the special live with two special guests coming. So you guys will not want to miss. You will want to be on time because just because. Okay. So
Yep.
I will see you guys later. If you have not checked out Sean's channel, please go check out his channel. Go watch some of his replay or his videos on replay or lives on replay or whatever, and make sure to leave some likes and some appropriate comments. I greatly appreciate you guys being here tonight. Have a good evening.
Good night.
Bye.
Thanks for having me. Hey,
You're
night.
very welcome. Bye.